Hi everyone, today we are making a marble splat cake with rose petal jam from Silk Magic. I've never been so impressed with the Fragrance Oil Company's fragrances as I am with these. The last time I felt like this was when I discovered Nature's Garden. And these fragrances are absolutely wonderful. Really wonderful. So we're going to use rose petal jam. It's very reminiscent of a fragrance I used to use years ago called Passionate Kisses. I don't know if any of you remember that, but this very much reminds me of that. It's nice and strong. And so we've got quite a few jugs today because I'm going to use a few different colours. We'll have the frost in one colour, and then we're going to use 4 colours for the marble splat interior. I'm not sure what else yet, so let's get a move on. Let's get started. So this is for the first layer in the bottom. Now when you're doing a crumb crust frosting on a cake, you don't tend to put it on the bottom of the cake, but with soap we can do that. So I'm going to pour a thin layer of frosting on the bottom of each mould first, and I'm going to just use vanilla in that because it sets fast and that's what I want, and then we can get working with the rose jam, which is not a fast moving fragrance. I have a feeling it's going to soak beautifully, so let's hope it does. So I'm going to pour in probably 150 would be 450, so I'm gonna pour 450 mils into here. I'm going to put a bit of titanium dioxide in there. I also want some hot pink, this is a liquid pink that I use. Where is it? And I just want a tiny drop in there because I'm going to do a very pale hot pink frosting. So I need a pipette for this because I really don't need much colour at all. We'll go with 3 drops, that's all, just 3 drops. I'll give that a mix before I put my fragrance in. I actually need more titanium dioxide, so just bear with me while I make that up. And if I put my vanilla in, I wouldn't have given myself a chance to get that extra TD in there. So I'm glad I just mixed in the colour first. So you can see it's a very pale fluorescent pink, although it doesn't show up fluorescent right away. You've got to wait until it's saponified and then thoroughly cooled and dried out a little bit before it gets its true colour. So just probably 20 mils of fragrance in there. And let's get this poured. I'll just give it a quick stir before we pour it. So we've got no maybe should have made more. So if you make it up to 600, that should give you enough to do the base. It's just simply because I haven't done this one before, I'm not sure on the quantities. Now the vanilla fragrance can go a bit lumpy, but don't worry, it'll be fine when you turn it out. Now, because I'm tapping it like this, it's going to spoil the smoothness. So we'll not have a perfectly level base. But it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be perfect, does it? Right, so that's the bases done. Now we can get our 4 colours mixed up. Again, not sure on how many mils I'm going to need. So, because what I want to do is I want to do a layer, then a frosting, and then another layer, just to the height of this soap mould. So that was 150. So 200 wouldn't be enough. I'm gonna go 300. So that would be a kilo. No, it would be 900. 300 enough? No, I don't think it's enough. So we'll go... Oh, what shall I do? It's literally just done a centimetre there. 1, 2, 3. So I think we're going to need 400 for each colour. So that would be 1200 altogether. And I mean 300 for each colour because I need 400 mils to make the layer. So 400 times 3 is 1200 divided by 4. Let me just get my calculator. Is 300. So I need 300 of each colour in each one of these pots. What I'm doing right now is I've added about 4 teaspoonfuls of titanium dioxide to the soap batter that I've got left, because I want each one of these, although the colours are going to be vibrant, I want them to be pastel vibrant. So let's get these jugs filled. It's 300. 300, 300. Purple we need. So we're doing purple, neon blue, fluorescent pink and green I want, but I don't want fluorescent green. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want fluorescent green. I'm just going to do, oh, what shall I do, fluorescent or not? I might as well do fluorescent. And then each colour is a powder. So we've got, it's hard to read this, but it's Virtuous Violet. So I'm just going to pop a teaspoonful of that into one jug. This one is, again, I'll put the links for the colours in the description box below as usual. This is Green 210G from My Mineral Makeup. You really don't need much of this green, it's very, very, very bright. Because I haven't put the fragrance in yet, we've got plenty of time to work with these. The next one that I haven't hardly used in soap is Neon Blue. It's the reformulated, and this is from TBK Trading. And then my favourite pink, which is the Neon Pink from My Mineral Makeup. And we're just going to put about half a teaspoonful in there. Right, let's get those mixed up with, well, I guess I can put the fragrance in, I know I can, because I've already tested it to make sure it doesn't move very fast. So I'm going to put 15 mils in each one, so 15 mils to 300 mils. So this is a copy of the Rose Petal Jam from Lush. Now I'm not really familiar, I have smelt it in the shop, but there's that many smells going on in Lush, it's really, really hard to decipher what something smells like. And that's one of the ones that you really need to take it out of the shop or buy it to smell it. But they're pretty good in Lush, you know. They do let you, you know, as long as you ask, is it okay if I take it out to have a smell? Of course, they probably come with here. Right, let's get those mixed in. That's beautiful. The pink is perfect how I want it. The blue I was hoping would be turquoise, but it doesn't matter. It still look lovely. What I'm noticing about that blue is it's not blending in too well. And there's the green ready to go. So I don't need my mixer again for quite a while yet, so I'll pop that in the sink to wash. And we need a spoon just to give each one of these a stir. And I'm just going to wait until they thicken up to a soft frosting consistency. So not as thick as frosting, but a bit softer. Yeah, there's definitely speckles in that one. So there we go. There are our 4 colours. And we'll get those splattered into the case as soon as they're ready. Okay, so the texture's just about right now. You couldn't pipe with it. You could, but it would probably just run out of your piping bag. So if I take all of the colours over here, pop these right in front of us, what we're going to do is just do a few splats here, there and everywhere. Hope you can see it well. It's nice and strong, so I'm sure it'll hold in soap, cold processed soap, the fragrance I'm talking about. Let's go with green now. So there's no way a fast moving fragrance would work for this. You know, I meant to use yellow, not green. I should have wrote it down beforehand, shouldn't I? And the pink's thickening up quite a lot, so let's get cracking with it. I'm sure it'll still look nice with the green, because pink does look nice with green. pink looks nice with purple, pink looks nice with blue. That's all the pink on there. So let's get the blue in. And we are going to tap this down in a minute once I've got all these colours in. And then just keep going with your other colours. Just keep spreading them out in each mould so you can get the same quantity in each. I'm hoping I can tap this down and it level out well. Whether it does it well or not, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. That's exactly what I wanted. That's it. That's exactly what I wanted. So I'm just going to clean up some of this spilt soap here. And then just let that set a bit, and then we're going to put another layer of the frosting in, so that we've got a layer of frosting in the centre as well as all around the outside and on the bottom, as I said before. Okay, so while they're just setting up, I'll turn the camera off and I'll clean all these little messes off the sides of the container, and I'll be back with you ready for the next pour. Okay, so you can see at the back I've already mixed my 4 different colours ready for the next layer, so they can be speeding up and setting, thickening up, and that's where we left off with those 3 colour splats. So we're actually ready now to pour on the layer of vanilla frosting. So we used 150 mils for each one, but I'm actually going to do 200. I don't want a great big thick frosting centre, because I don't want it to be thicker than the layers of colour. I want it to be thinner than the layers of colour. So we've actually got 400 mils of colour in each container, even though I measured 300 mils of 4 different colours. Okay, so let's go with the pour on that. So we need 3, 4, 5, 600. And as before, I'm going to put 4 drops of pink in this time, because I actually put 3 in the last lot, but because I've got a bit more colour, a bit more frosting, I'll probably need an extra drop. It's quite shallow, this. I need to make some fresh up. There you go, that's 4 drops. just get some vanilla mixed in there. Now it looks very, very pink. So I need to put some more TD in, which is what we did with the last lot. Oh, it's very thick. It's very thick, look. Come on, come on. Hopefully I'll just be able to tap it and it'll level out. It's a lovely vanilla, this, from Just a Soap. It doesn't discolour at all. There, that one worked. We're safe. We're safe. Literally seconds away from failure, but we've managed. So there you go. And we're going to be hopefully ready to pour on the colours in a minute. I'm not going to need this blender yet. Now with the blue I put a little bit less colour in, so probably half what I put in the last container, and I just blended it up a bit longer and the colour come out a lot better. There's no speckles of blue in there. And as you can see, they're almost ready, but I guess we could actually just start getting them put on. Now, so I'm going to start with the pink this time because that thickened up more than the others did last time. Now I'm going to go in with the green. Well, it doesn't matter if you're going to use the same spoon because it'll give it a little bit more variation on the colours if some of them are mixed a little bit. I love pink and green together. Anybody that's been watching me since I started will know that I love that colour combination. if you want to see me how to line the moulds, if you just click on the screen here where my fingernail is, I'm going to try and put a link to a video there where my finger is. If I don't manage it, please forgive me, because you know how bad I am with technology, especially when I'm trying to learn something new. So we'll have a nice straight-sided cake this time. I'm thinking of doing all my cakes in these moulds because they work absolutely brilliant. Instead of using the silicone pie moulds, I really like the straight-sided narrower cakes, because you get a deeper layers. So you can see we're just using up every little last scrap. And there we go. So let's give those a tap down. I could have gone for more soap on the layer actually. So now we need another vanilla layer. But I think I might just cut a round of plastic off, or wrap these in cling film. That's what I'll do. I'll wrap these in cling film and I'll do the vanilla layer tomorrow, because I want to put some patterns on the top. Creations on the top, or poops, unicorn poops, something like that. So we'll just stop there for now. Hope you're enjoying it so far. We'll be back next to make some decorations that are going to go onto the top of the cake right at the end, once I've finished frosting the soap and piping it and everything. Alright?
On Clear Mountain.
Okay, so here we are, ready for the next step. I've mixed up 4 colours: yellow, lilac, pink, and I've used turquoise this time. It's a much better colour. I should have used that for the first lot. And then I've got 4 piping bags. One has a star nozzle in it. One has a, I don't know what that's called, an open star nozzle. I've got a round nozzle, and I've got a smaller curved star. So we're just going to put the colours into these. I'm going to put the yellow in the round nozzle. ready to pipe, so that's the yellow ready to go. I fancied the turquoise in the small star. And this just scrapes all of the soap down into the end of your bag. We're going to put the lilac in the curved star. And the pink into my favourite nozzle, which is that open star. Everybody seems to like it. If these nozzles have got any numbers on them, I'll let you know. I know 2 of them are from Sweetly Does It. The other small star is just from a set which I got from Sainsbury's supermarket, and the round was in a set that I got from Lakeland. But the round is an easy one to find. Now I'm sure you've all seen these fabulous silicone mats. Which soap's the hardest? I think it's the turquoise. So I'm going to start piping straight onto there. The great thing with the mat, what I used to do this, is I would put some greaseproof paper out and tape it down, because when you pipe on it and you pull your bag back up, it lifts the greaseproof paper off the bottom. But the great thing with the silicone mat, it's heavier, so it doesn't have to be like that. So you can just flick it out and then it washes fantastically when you've finished using it. The only thing I'm worried about is I'm going to run out of room, because I've only got one silicone mat. I'm going to do some smaller ones as well. This bag will probably fill this whole mat up. If it does, I'm just going to pipe straight onto the worktop with the other colours. Do one more row and then I think that'll do for the blue. And then we'll go for the yellow, which is just the round nozzle. So this one I want to be a lot bigger. So that's used all the yellow up there. I'm going to try and see if I can just move this along, because I do have something else that I can use. It's not silicone, but it's like a liner that you put on your granite next to the kitchen sink. Where did I get that from? I'll just go and get it and then see if I can remember where I got it from. Yeah, it's this stuff. I got it from B&M. I think it was $1.99. It comes on a roll, and you can just roll it out like this, and pipe on the top of that as well. As you can see, it fills almost all of the worktop. I'm absolutely certain it'll peel off very well. The soap will peel off it very well, I'm sure it will. So we're onto the curved star here, and again I want these to be quite big. And these are going to go on the top when I've finished. And you could make them like a day in advance or a couple of days in advance, but not greatly in advance, because obviously soap dries out, and if you made them like a few weeks in advance, then you put them on the top of your soap, your cutter might not cut through them very well because they've dried out. So either make them at the same time or just a couple of days before. And then my favourite star nozzle, save the best till last. I do like the round one as well though. And these piping bags, they're absolutely brilliant. PME premium icing bags. The ones I use are 16-inch, and I pipe loads and loads and loads of soaps with them. But this, eventually they do get a bit thin, and the oil starts seeping through the bag. So when that happens, it's almost at the end of its life. So just throw it away when it gets like that, because eventually what happens is the bags are just glued together on the side. I don't know if you can see it, but they're actually just glued together here, and once they get thin and worn, the strength of your soap and pressing on it can make the bags burst open, and you don't want that. So there you go. They are our cute and gorgeous little decorations. So we've got those lovely turquoise blue stars, those gorgeous round poops. That's the open star design. No, that was the curved star design, and then that is the open star, which I absolutely love. So the next step will be unmoulding the cakes, frosting them, and then decorating them with these beautiful, cute decorations. Okay, so here we are. It's not thick enough to frost, but because I've got 3 cakes to do, I'm actually going to start frosting now, because I'm afraid that if I don't, the soap will get really thick by the time I want to frost my last cake. So I'm just going to move all of these embers. So I can just move the camera over that way a little bit, pop that there. It's actually quite good, this this liner. It's meant for putting in your drawers, but I use it like as a drainer on my draining board. And if you want to protect your work surface, then this is a good way to go. Right, so let's start filling up. Our piping bag. Again, just give it a stir. When you've got a large amount of frosting, it gets thick on the middle quicker than it does around the outsides of the pan. So you need to mix all that in and keep mixing it. Not continuously, just every minute or so, give it a stir. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pipe the tops first, and then pipe around the edge. You see, when it's too, I'll just show you this, when it's too runny, it just dribbles out of the bottom of the piping nozzle like that. But it's still okay to pipe with when it's at that consistency. And it seems to stick to the soap better if it's softer. If it gets too thick and hot, it won't stick to your pre-made soap. Not as well. So I'm just going to pipe that one like that. Move this one over. And if you notice, I'm just going over the edge a little bit with my technique. And that's because when I pipe onto the side and come up, so they'll meet in the right place. So it's not looking pink at all, this frosting yet, but it will. I'll just put some more frosting in the bag. Again, give your pan a stir before you do that. I can see it is thickening up, but as I said, this fragrance actually soaks beautifully. So it's not a fast mover, and it's not a really slow mover. I'd say it's slow to medium. I mean, it's pretty slow, to be honest, but it's certainly not the slowest I've ever come across. Just gently move it. Don't move it fast, or your frosting blobs will flatten down. As we saw in another video of mine, if you're wanting to see me make the rainbow soap cake with these pans, if you just click right here on the screen, that's if I can do it, because you know what I'm like with technology. You just click right here. I'm hoping I'll be able to add that video there so you can go and watch it if you want to. And that one, you can see me lining the moulds. It's quite a long video. Now I'm just going to mop up this spilt soap. And again, gently move them out of the way, because I want to move this one back. I want to move this one back into place so I can pipe around the outside. Now I'm going to move the camera down for you so you can see the side of the soap. I really wish I'd used yellow, but I love pink and green together anyway. But I've got some lemon yellow for the top, so that'll give me the bit of yellow that I wanted. But I mean, the colours look absolutely gorgeous. And we'll just zoom out a tad bit. I know it's nice for this type of thing, it's nice to be a bit closer. Right, shall I start at the top or the bottom? I think it makes sense. Oh, right, I've just thought of a problem. When I pipe on there, when I lift it off, some bit's might dribble off, mightn't it? Right, so you need to start at the bottom. Oh, right, yes. I foresee a problem. I think we're going to wait until that batter just gets nice and thick before I put it on there. So let's just scrape that back off. I mean, it is thickening up nicely. How can I do it? I don't know how I can do it. I'm thinking if I put greaseproof paper on, but card. What about putting card on there? Right, now let me just see if I can find something that I can use. Okay, so the solution I've come up with is some card covered in cling film. That'll do, won't it? Now let's hope my soap hasn't thickened up too much. No, we're still okay. Let's get some more soap in there. It's actually just at the right consistency now for piping anyway. So I would say this is a slow moving fragrance. Definitely. Plenty of time to work with it. Right, let's go. So I think you need to hold your bag totally level. Can I show you? Where are we? Okay, I'll just move it so you can see. So totally level with the side like that. Don't hold your piping bag up. And keep them nice and close together. And also keep your nozzle probably 1/2 centimetre away from the actual soap itself. Not touching like that, it's just out a tiny little bit. That's better. So this is literally the first time I'm doing this. Soap. And I'm just going to leave the embeds till last and put them on all of the soaps at the same time. Then we can divide them up evenly so they all look very similar. That's worked out just nice, hasn't it? Of course, it's okay if you're just doing one soap, then you can just leave it on the piping on the cake stand. I'm going to lift that off. Place it down gently, don't drop it. Ah, the cellophane doesn't like moving on that plastic. That's for sure. So I'll just find somewhere else for it. Oh, bated breath. I don't want to ruin it. There, your packaging boxes come in handy sometimes. How we're doing for frosting? Have we got enough? Yeah, I think we have. What a mess. This cake seems a little bit shallower than the others for some reason. It's a little bit shallower, isn't it? I must have done the measurements wrong there somewhere. Gosh, we're going to be lucky to get 3 out of this. Very lucky. Oof. Let's see if we're going to be lucky. I maybe should have just piped two rows around the first one. Have I done all that piping and had the camera in the wrong place? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I have. Honestly, what an idiot. I hope I didn't. Uh-oh. Air pocket. I've hardly got any frosting left in my bag. I think we're going to do it though. Here we are. Look at that, how much we've got left. Woo! There we go. Hee hee! That was very lucky. Now let's just clean this mess up and then we can start decorating. Because the decorations also need to go on while the soap's nice and soft. Right, what colour are we going to start with first? It's got to be yellow. Sorry, I've got a bit of a runny nose. I'll get some pink on there next. They're starting to come to life now. Sorry, I'm just going to have to blow my nose. We've got some lovely lilac ones as well. Oops, upside down. Okay, so I think we'll just put the little blue ones on now. Just fill the gaps up. Not too much though, no need to go overboard with them. Just fill in anywhere where the gaps look a bit too big. I mean, you could keep going, I guess, couldn't you? Because you do want plenty of colour on each slice. I mean, you could put them all over around the sides and everything, but I'm not going to. I should have done some smaller ones in the other pretty colours, shouldn't I? And then of course, no soap like this would it be complete without some pretty beautiful hot pink glitter. And it'll work so nice, whoops, with the frosting. And then when the pink comes out in that frosting, it'll really, really liven it up. It'll be absolutely stunning. Now all we need to do is cut into them, which for me will be tomorrow, but for you it'll be in the next minute or so. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with those. I think next time I'll put more of the bigger embeds on and I'll change all the different sizes. If only that was food. But it isn't. It's soap. Probably wouldn't have tasted very nice anyway. I always think cakes look so much nicer than they taste, don't you? You get far more enjoyment out of it when it's like this, when it's soap. Right, let's have a top view. Cute. Is it worthy of the Great British Bake Off? Or shall we have it Great British Soap Off? There you go, our lovely cakes. My lovely cakes, I mean. And as you can see, we have got some embeds left. Right, that's it until we cut. Okay, here we are for the final cutting. And you'll have to be fairly gentle with something like this because it's piped all the way around. You don't want to hold it where all the spikes are because you'll end up either breaking them or pressing them in. Squashing them is what I mean. Okay, so it fits onto the cutter perfectly, which is great. Means we can cut it like we used to cut all the others. So let's go for the first cut. Cuts through nicely. Ooh, looks nice inside. But we've got glycerin rivers in the middle, which is very unusual for me. I don't know what I did there, but I did it and they're there. So I definitely think this will be better with yellow and definitely deeper on the colours. There's like too much frosting for the colours, but other than that, I'm really happy with it. If you like Bake Off, all 7 seasons of Bake Off with Mary Berry are on Netflix now, and she has a new programme on the telly called Britain's Best Home Cook, I think it is. And there's also a programme called Professional Bake Off, or Bake Off the Professionals, I think it's called. So I've been watching that, and that's been really good as well. Don't worry, I'm going to show you these slices. And since Mary Berry left, I do actually like the changes. I like the new presenters. So I'll be looking forward to that later in the year. So there, that's what the slice looks like. Kind of cute. Just want tidying up down the edge, which we'll do later on. And they're all very similar, just maybe got different decorations on the top, which is great for your customers because they might want to make them all individual, so everybody gets a different slice. And they're about 200 grams each, these slices, except for this one. This one looks much bigger. And we'll just cut the rest of this. I'm not going to cut all three. I'm sure they're all very similar. And there, if you're liking what we do, you can follow us on Instagram, Eden Secret UK, and I'm trying to learn how to do Snapchat as well. So you can, I don't know how Snapchat works, but if you know how it works, just find us on Snapchat and you can follow us. I would love to think that I can post a picture every day, but whether I do is another story. But I will try. So there we are. That's the last slice of that cake. Turned out pretty well. Not perfect, but pretty well. So I'll see you all very, very soon for another video. Bye bye for now.